What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. It is July 16th, and yesterday the Giants ended up winning a game of just a historic game, a game for the ages. It will always be talked about on like KMBR, which is a radio station that covers the Giants and all the Bay Area sports teams and all that. It will be talked about from Crook and Kipe. Sorry. I don't know why I was struggling so much there, but I mean, it will be talked about by everyone in the Bay Area and true Giants fans such as me. And I mean, like, it's just an amazing game. And if you were there and you were one of those people that stuck around and didn't leave in the 9th inning or 8th inning, I thank you so much, first of all, for being there and bringing that energy in Oracle Park up. And then second of all, I also am just super happy for you if you were to do that, because you just saw a game that you can tell, like, your kids and all that. Yeah, I went to that game, and that was a historic game. It was amazing, all that. So, I mean, the reason why this is so historic and a big game is because I'll tell you in a second, but I'm going to leave you on a cliffhanger, because first I'm just going to go over the whole review of the game. So, starting off, in the first inning, both teams did not go and score. In the second inning, with 2 outs and Lamont Wade Jr. up with runners at first and second, he ended up hitting a 2-out, 2-run triple, making the Giants up 2-0 early on. And, you know, before Mike Yastrzemski ended up doing what he did, which I'll talk about, but before he ended up doing that, I was going to give Wade my player of the game, but then Wade actually kind of blew it on something that made this such a big game, and that is because in the 5th inning, with 2 outs, he ended up missing a pretty routine, like, grounder to first base that if he just let it go, it would have gone right to Tyro Estrada, and they would have gotten the out and would have gotten out of that without any runs had scored. And I mean, I really felt bad for Wood, because, and I know that he did too. And so he ended up leaving the game after that, with the Giants still up 2-1 at the time, bringing in Tyler Rogers. And like I said, Lamont Wade, it was a routine ground ball, but he should have let it go. And I don't blame him, though. It is a newer position to him. He's used to being in the outfield and all that, where he has a lot more space. So he has to kind of learn at that position. But, you know, it made it, and it set up this game to be such a historic and big game. So, with that being said, then the Giants ended up going ahead and just breaking down. Wood had gone ahead and left the game, and Tyler Rogers had came in, ended up walking and making it bases loaded, and then he ended up pitching. And it ended up, I forget the name, and I don't really want to look it up right now because my MLB app is still messed up, and I did not see this part because I was actually boating. But I saw that, like, since about the 7th inning and on, so I did see the historic part. But, yeah, Tyler Rogers had just, like, broken down, and he ended up giving a bases-clearing double that made it. I think it was Willie Adames, now thinking about it, but I'm not sure. I'll put that in the description below who it was, because I'm just going to ask someone. But, yeah, so then the Giants all of a sudden, who were up 2-1 with 2 outs and looked like they were going to get out of it with 2-0, and it did not happen that way. It ended up being all of a sudden down 4-2, and then there was a walk given up by Tyler Rogers that made it a 5-2 game. So then the Giants ended up getting out of it somehow without allowing any more stuff. But I mean, still, 5-2 was not what you want to see. And then no teams would score at all the rest of this game until the 9th inning. 9th inning was one of the biggest and best scenes I have ever seen in probably my Giants life and all that, of seeing them. I know I've said this multiple times, especially on this channel. I'm like, oh, that's the best one I've ever seen. This one might be one to put in the books and go ahead, and I know I'm going to remember this forever. So what ended up happening is that Joey Bart, who has been struggling, then went down to AAA, came back up, and has been a little bit better. He ended up hitting a leadoff homer against Hader that made it a 5-3 game, and Giants only down by 2 now. And this actually, I feel like, was a big part of this game, because had Joey Bart just done like a ground out or a fly out, I believe that the Giants probably would have lost this game, because there would already be one out with nobody on, and the Giants would just lose all their energy and confidence of coming back. With Joey Bart going ahead and hitting that homer, it gave the Giants like a boost of energy. It gave the remaining fans of Oracle Park and Giants fans a boost of energy, and are like, wait, we can actually come back. Well, then what ended up happening is that with one out, because Wilmer Flores had gone ahead and had a fly out. It was pretty deep, but I mean, it was really catchable. There was Darren Ruff, who ended up coming up and ended up hitting a homer that made it a just one-run game. The Giants saw themselves down 5-2, then 5-3. Now it's 5-4 with only one out. Well, the Giants could see this starting to come and all that. Well, then what ended up happening is that Slater came up. He hit a single, making it runner at first base, and he was this tying run, and with 10 getting on base was a big deal, was still one out. He ended up stealing second base, but it was really weird. There's a pickoff move to Rowdy Tellez. It looked like Slater was going to end up being picked off, but Slater just kept running to second base. Rowdy Tellez had to make a quick throw to second base, and it was a little bit high and outside, and the second baseman was not able to go ahead and put the tag on Slater. So now you have the scoring run, or the tying run, in scoring position. And then what ended up happening is that Mercedes got in a 2-2 count, ended up got hit by a pitch. So now there's runners at first and second with only one out, and then Tyro Estrada came up, just blooped a little single, making it bases loaded and one out. And we've heard this as Giants fans a lot this season, and the reason why we've heard that is like situations like Brandon Crawford with the bases loaded and only one out in the ninth inning, or that was actually in the 8th inning, but still, he ended up grounding into a double play. Giants have been grounding into double plays. Mike Yastrzemski, who's in a pretty big slump right now, came up, first pitch, bam, over the wall. It was a home run in 23 of the 30 MLB ballparks. And just what a crazy win for the Giants. A walk-off grand slam, first time since, I'll go ahead and put it in the description. I know that it was a long time. It's been more than 40 years, that's for sure. And it was Barry Bonds' dad that ended up doing it. It was Bobby Bonds that hit a grand slam that was a walk-off for the Giants. That was the last time it happened. It was against the Dodgers. And guess who it was against? It was against someone whose last name was Brewer. So a little bit of a coincidence? I think so. But, that was the world a long time ago going and saying that our next walk-off would be against the Brewers, and it would be, or I shouldn't say walk-off, but walk-off grand slam would be against the Brewers. So just an amazing thing. I saw another big, amazing stat, is that the Giants are the first team in the MLB history to ever, in the 9th inning, hit 3 home runs, including a walk-off grand slam. I know that's a lot to go ahead and put as the first team too, but I mean, they're the first team to do it, so who cares? They did it. So with that being said, as you can hear, I'm just super excited. This is the day after, right before I'm posting this video is when I'm actually filming this video, and so I'm just still hyped, and as I'm talking about this video, I'm getting more and more hyped, and just what an amazing game by the Giants. So I'm still in just disbelief, and I can't just wait till like 50 years from now when there's just a flashback. I'm like, oh my gosh, I remember that. So, I mean, just an amazing game. Hope that you guys were watching it if you guys are Giants fans, or even if you're not Giants fans, it's just a really historic game that everyone will remember. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching this video. Please remember to like and subscribe. Go Giants, and I will see you guys tomorrow.